Mike Massey leading our Sportsman division out onto the racetrack right now. On the front row, we're going to see the 83, Dylan Evoy, alongside the 0 of Shane Pecor. Row 2 sees the 66 of Tabitha Murphy and the 44 of Jonathan Ferguson. The third row, we have 33 of Ryan Scott and the 180 of Aaron Pugh. Jason Ship Clark and Steve Barber make up row 4. Steve Morris, Tristan Andrews are in the 5th row. At row 6, we will see the 8. So Zach McBride and Jason Cummings make up the 6th row. 7th row, Shane Stearns and the 88C of Connor Dottie. Tom Roy and Brian Como will be in row 7. Row 8, Tyler Reynolds and Josh Kirkland. And rounding out the field will be Nathan Berry and... can't make out the last car. Timmy, can you see that for me?
Gabriel Sear in car number 94 will complete the rest of your field here. Dylan Evoy and Shane Pecor will lead them down to the green flag here as we get set to roll. Nate and Gary Vandermeer will look the field over. 40 laps for the Sportsman. Kicking off the Ogilvy's Auto and Fleet Sportsman Triple Crown. We're underway. Everybody clean through turns 1 and 2, and here we go, side by side for the race lead. We've seen this countless times over the last few seasons here at Brockville, and Shane Pecor out into the race lead early on. Dylan Evoy right there behind him in 2nd, and battle on for 3rd, 4th, and 5th between Jonathan Ferguson, Tabitha Murphy, and Ryan Scott as they battle it up down the back straightaway. Now Aaron Pugh starts to move forward as well. Last week's feature winner going after Tabitha Murphy for position number 5. Meanwhile, it is Pecor in front. As they head up into turns 1 and 2, the 83 Evoy is right there on his back bumper as they head down the back chute. Evoy side by side into turn number 3. Pecor on the top side. They're still wheel to wheel as they work it up off the corner. Ryan Scott still 3rd. Jonathan Ferguson holding a comfortable 4th right now, along with Tabitha Murphy. Likes running the outside lane around this speedway, and she's getting around Aaron Pugh to go back up into 5th as Aaron Pugh battles back and he retakes the number 5 position. They're going to go back and forth with this spot here over the next lap and a half as the field still chasing the 0 and the 83. Pecor and Evoy 1 and 2, and as they head down the back straightaway, 2-car length advantage for Pecor this time by as Ryan Scott, comfortable position he's in right now. 4-car lengths in front is Evoy, and Ryan Scott's got another straightaway back to the 44 of Jonathan Ferguson, who rides back there in 4th. Getting all sorts of pressure here from Aaron Pugh in the 180 as we head down the back straightaway into turns 3 and 4. 3-car length advantage already for Pecor. I'll tell you what, last night, the way that race car looked, it didn't look like they were going to be even close to getting it ready for tonight's action here at the Boss. 2nd place run last week, and he leads the way down the back chute into turn number 3. 83 of Evoy still 2nd, followed by Ryan Scott in that 3rd spot. Then Aaron Pugh has now charged his way up into position number 4 as we get set to click off lap number 7 this time by. Drivers starting to settle into a groove right now as they work their way down the back chute. It is Evoy still chasing the 0 Pecor. He actually might be falling into the clutches right now of Ryan Scott as Aaron Pugh working in spot number 4. Battle still on now for position number 5 as Jonathan Ferguson sees the 20 of Jason Ship Clark to his inside, and Ship Clark now moving to the 5 spot as he makes his way off of corner number 2. Jason had a 5th place run in the season opener here last week, looking to get 1 spot farther ahead as he works up in spot number 5. The 44 Ferguson relegated to 6th. 7th is the 80 of Steve Barber. 9th is Tabitha Murphy. Steve Morris rounds out the top 10. Zach McBride having a good run, running in the 11th spot. 12th is Shane Stearns. 13th is a 3-wide battle for a moment between Connor Dottie, Jason Cummings, and Tristan Draper. And go back to 17th to Brian Como. 18th is Josh Kirkland. 19th, Gabriel Sear. 20th to Tom Roy. 21st is Tyler Reynolds. 22nd to Nathan Berry. That's your running order as of lap number 11. 1/4 of the way through this contest. Clean and green so far in the opening 11 laps, and Shane Pecor has led them all. And he thought about maybe going 3 wide with Tyler Reynolds and Nathan Berry. He knows he's got to get going because that 83 of Evoy will be right there in his back bumper. And all it takes is one little mistake here at Brockville, and that 83 car will be right there on your back doorstep if you're not careful. And these lap cars still too wide in front of him, trying to pick a lane. Does he go to the inside part of the racetrack, or does he go to the outside? He's darned if he does, darned if he doesn't. And cars in front of the leaders getting all crossed up. We had Brian Como and Josh Kirkland after one another. They got all crossed up down the front straightaway. Meanwhile, Dylan Evoy right there to challenge Pecor down the back chute. Still too wide as the leaders having all sorts of problems in lap traffic. And Nathan Berry gets around the 81 of Tyler Reynolds, as does Pecor. Now he quickly drops to the bottom. Very brave move there in turn number one. He's able to get by and clear all the lap traffic. Now it's going to leave Dylan Evoy to battle those two drivers. Into turn number three, Pecor sets it up on the top side of the speedway, working it off at turn number four. 15 laps in the books, 35 to go, and Pecor trying to make short work of this race. Working the outside lane in turn number one. Working it off of corner number two this time. Now Ryan Scott is charged up into the number three position, and Scott trying to move by Dylan Evoy for the number two position as we click off lap number 16 this time by Pecor in control. Dylan Evoy, Ryan Scott, your top three. Aaron Pugh has now worked his way up into position number four and is closing in on the top three drivers as they still continue to battle through the lap traffic. I'll tell you what, not many cars in front of them, but all the cars that are in front of them, giving them all sorts of fits down the front straightaway. Car length and a half separates our top two drivers as we click off lap 17 this time around. Pecor in control, but here comes Dylan Evoy up to the back bumper once again. Evoy's going to try the high lane in turn number three. Brian Como, Josh Kirkland. Boy, it's tight racing coming off of turn number four. Evoy tried to poke the nose into a groove where there wasn't really a groove out there. As Josh Kirkland doing everything in the books to get by Brian Como. Evoy's going to go three wide with Pecor down the back chute into turn number three, and this may work out to Dylan Evoy's advantage. New leader Dylan Evoy off of corner number four at lap 19. Nifty move in traffic by Dylan Evoy to get around the zero Pecor, taking over the race lead, but for how much longer? That's the question, as Pecor is right there, back on the rear bumper of the 83 of Evoy, coming off of corner number four. We're coming around this time, 20 to go, halfway home, 20 in, 20 left to go, as they head down into turns one and two once again. Ryan Scott still back there in position number three, having a great run. 180 of Aaron Pugh still solidly in the number four spot, with the 20 of Jason Ship-Clark completing the top five. Two-car length advantage for Dylan Evoy this time as they work it up off of corner number two and down the back chute. Evoy in control of the field. Some lap traffic to deal with as well. Gets alongside of Jason Cummings. Now trying to go to the outside of Tristan Draper. Three wide, nearly off the turn, and they settle it back in a single file formation down the front straightaway. Pecor right up to the back bumper of Evoy here in turn number two as Tristan Draper gives way, allows Evoy to get on by as they head down the back straightaway into turn number three one more time. Evoy has had some struggle since his opening day win at Can-Ham. It has been a big-time struggle for that Ogilvy's Auto and Fleet number 83 machine, the defending series champion, working down the back straightaway with a two-car length lead over Pecor. Now the 33 of Ryan Scott. Clear racetrack, at least for a moment, another couple of car lengths, and he'll close in on the Gabriel Sear number 94 ride. Working down the front chute, 24 in the books. We'll have a 16 to go this time around, and the top two drivers pulling away from the rest of the field now, as Scott still third, followed by Aaron Pugh in the four spot. Jason Ship-Clark completes the top five. Clean and green for the first 25 laps of this contest. 15 more to go. And Evoy's car looks like it's tightened up on him just a little bit getting into the corner, and Shane Pecor able to close the gap here as we work in turns three and four. Now Pecor charges to the high lane. Going to try to make something happen up there. Can't quite get it done. He'll settle back into the number two position. 5-car length advantage, which equates to about a half straightaway lead here at Brockville. This tiny quarter mile here at the Boss, as Dylan Evoy, two times track champion in 2010 and last season, trying to get it done here tonight, get his first win of the season. It's been a struggle of some sorts for Evoy, but he looks really strong here now with nearly 30 laps complete in this contest. It has been Dylan Evoy from lap 19 on through. Pecor had a wounded race car last night. They worked diligently to get that race car ready to to go for tonight's Ogilvy's Auto and Fleet Series race. And the car looks pretty strong, settling into the number 2 spot. Third is still Ryan Scott. Aaron Pugh all by himself in fourth. Jason Shipclark doing a great job holding Steve Barber at bay for position number 5. Barber rides in 6th. 7th is Steve Morris. 8th is Jonathan Ferguson. Zach McBride doing a really good job running in 9th. And rounding out your top 10 is Connor Doughty. Tabitha Murphy 1 lap down at 11th right now as Evoy and Picor pick their way through the traffic once again. As they work down the front chute, we'll have 10 laps left to go. 10 more remain. One of the quickest Sportsman races we've had in recent memory. As Dylan Evoy working his way around the outside part of the racetrack, trying to run away and hide from the rest of the field here. As they click off lap number 31 this time around, we'll have 9 laps left to go. 9 more remain. And it's been all Dylan Evoy from lap 19 on through. But Picor's not done. He's got about 5 car lengths to make up and some lap traffic to deal with. Hard to believe they've already lapped right up to the 8th place running Zach McBride as they head down into turn number 1. Connor Doughty working that low lane, getting out of the way of the leaders as Picor works the top shelf coming off of corner number 2 that time by. We'll have 7 laps left to go, and Dylan Evoy holds down the race lead, but Shane Picor is not done with him. Down the front straightaway, he's narrowed the gap to 2 car lengths, and Zach McBride right in front of the race leader held him up just for a moment. That allowed Picor to close the gap down the back chute. Ryan Scott still settling back there in third, a straightaway behind the top 2 drivers as they pick their way through the traffic. Jonathan Ferguson moving a little slow coming off of corner number 4. 6 to go this time by, and Picor is right there to challenge as they head down the back chute. Evoy in control down into turn number 3, coming up on the back bumper of Tom Roy and the 14 and Nathan Berry. This track has definitely taken on some rubber as they work down in front. 5 to go this time, and Dylan Evoy, the defending Ogilvy's Auto and Fleet Series champion, making his way down the back chute with Tom Roy right there underneath him, and Nathan Berry just in front of him. These were the 2 cars earlier on that the leaders had problems getting by. Evoy gets through with no problems. Picor had a little trouble getting by Tom Roy as they head up into turns 1 and 2 and down the back chute. We'll have 3 to go this time by, and Dylan Evoy has another straightaway before he gets to Tyler Reynolds in the 81 machine, working it off of corner number 4. 3 to go this time for Dylan Evoy, the man from just down the road here in Temperance Lake Road in Brockville, working his way off of corner number 2 with the lead. Picor still second. It's Ryan Scott holding on to position number 3. Aaron Pugh still 4th, a straightaway behind. Jason Shipclark now rounds out the top 5 once again. Off of corner number 4, straightaway advantage for Dylan Evoy with 2 laps left to go. An incredible run here for Dylan Evoy, caution free so far in the first 38 laps of this contest. Off of turn number 4, white flag will be displayed this time by for Dylan Evoy. 39 laps down, 1 more to go. That's all he needs to do. Leads this final lap down the back straightaway. Checkered flag set to come out. One of the quickest Sportsman races we've ever seen here at Brockville. Dylan Evoy, green to checkered, gets the victory. Second will go to Shane Picor. Third will be Ryan Scott. Fourth goes to Aaron Pugh. And rounding out your top 5 will be Jason Shipclark in car number 20. One of the quickest races we've seen here. We're headed to victory lane with Dylan Evoy. After some struggles to start the year off, he's back. The champ is back in victory lane. How about it for Dylan Evoy? 40 laps, green to checkered. Race only took 12 minutes, Dylan. I'll tell you what, this car was a rocket ship. Once you got by Shane Picor, it looked like everything was going your way.
Yeah, you know, at the start of the race, the track didn't have a lot of rubber down, and I was sort of free there, and then I seen the middle start coming around there. I knew it was just about time. It was just about time to take rubber, and you know, lap traffic, I always love when we get into that. It always mixes it up, and it was really good. The track was awesome tonight, so kudos out to the track prep, and you know, can't be on a better night than with Ogilvy's here. So
absolutely, and of course, it's just about to mention that you got Gord standing down there. He seems pretty happy down here in the winner's circle. Now, you struggle, of course. Last week you had some drivetrain issues, and that just about tore the whole bottom end of this race car out last week, didn't it?
Yeah, you know, it's you learn pretty quick. You wreck a few times, wreck a few drivetrain parts here and there, and you learn when the right times to pull off. So I'd rather not spend a fortune on drivetrain parts. So you got to be smart sometimes.
Absolutely. Now, of course, you know, way to start off this Ogilvy's season. You won the championship here last last year. How important is this to kick off this series and to possibly go for another title?
It is, there's so much competition now, and it's always you gotta keep searching and trying to find a little more speed because everybody's stepping up their game. So we'll just keep working at it, and hopefully this is a little momentum for next week.
And knowing you'll be back to work on this car, even though you won by a straightaway. You'll still be back at it, tearing some things apart tomorrow, won't you?
Oh yeah, we always gotta try to find a little more.
Well, we'll let you go celebrate this with your crew. Congratulations, buddy.
Thank you.
All right, Dylan Evoy is finally in victory lane for the first time this season.